Hi everyone, how are you doing? This is Amanda. I do hope that you're well. So today is the 19th of June when I record this, although you won't be seeing it until a few days hence. And the reason for that is that I just wanted to record it whilst I had a quiet space in the house. I'm about to go away for a few weeks. I will still be trying to upload a few videos, but to have the quiet space that I have now, I needed to do it today. So 19th of June is when it's recorded. It's also Father's Day here in the UK and in other parts of the world. Just so happens to be Father's Day. But those of you that watch my twin flame videos, you know that I don't do them that often. I tend to do them when I feel as though the energy has changed. And there's actually something to say that's sort of new. I don't believe in just repeating the same old thing over and over again. So it just intrigues me that today is Father's Day as I sit down to record this latest twin flame update for you. And one of the things that's been going through my mind recently is to talk about the patterns that we witnessed in childhood, whether we are the divine feminine or the divine masculine, and that is not necessarily gender specific. Twin flame can be an energy that applies to same-sex relationships just as much as a heterosexual type relationship. So divine feminine and divine masculine are used flexibly. But I want you to think about the patterns that you saw and you witnessed as you were growing up, particularly linked into the father. So did you have a father who was very loving, very demonstrative, always there? You might have had a father who was just extraordinary and perfect in your eyes. You might have found it very hard to then meet a partner who matched the sort of qualities that you had with your dad. Or you might have had the complete opposite. You might have had a very absent father. You might have had a father who found it very hard to express emotions, to tell you that he loved you, for example, even though you knew or know that he does. Or it might be somewhere in the middle, okay, between those two goalposts, as it were. Only you know what the relationship was like with your own father. But when we talk about the divine masculine energy, I do feel as though we're being asked to take a look back and reflect upon what you grew up with. And for you to ask yourself whether you feel as though you still attract that to some degree. There's a truth in that we can, if we're not consciously choosing otherwise, fall into patterns where we are attracted to energies that are similar to what we know, what we grew up with. It's almost like it's comfort zone. It doesn't necessarily mean that that particular energy is healthy or functional, or is going to bring you the greatest happiness. And of course, this can apply in other ways as well. You can also, almost end up marrying your mother in the same way you can end up marrying your father. It's something that is like an unconscious driver. And I do think that is something that for you to reflect upon, and it may well come up in this reading today, but we'll see. And of course, with Father's Day, it's almost like there's another cycle of a year about to begin where we can heal the relationships that we have or had with that prime caregiver, that example of masculinity that showed us, rightly or wrongly, well or badly, what being a man is or was. So, was your father somebody who was a good care provider? Was he somebody that helped you to feel secure, or was it the opposite? All of these things come into the equation in terms of being able to look at that now. This is one of the things that I feel is coming up for us as a twin flame collective. And of course, the first step, once we've actually acknowledged it and we realise what the pattern is that we might be carrying and maybe we have attracted, is to choose to do something about it. If it's something that's actually still harming us or blocking us or preventing us from living the best life that we can. And of course, that begins with healing the divine masculine within ourselves. And we know that the twin flame path is one where ultimately you're being asked to heal both the divine masculine and the divine feminine template within you. So I'm going to pull some cards now before I say any more. And it's interesting because last night I set up, sort of the altar here, as it were, with the crystals and the sprays and the cards that I wanted to use today, even though I'm a little bit uncertain exactly what the message is going to be that comes through. But I came into my room this morning and there were 2 decks that had just fallen onto the floor. And I took that as a sign that there must be messages in each of these decks that is particularly important. And I feel as though I'd like to start with whatever that message is. So the 2 decks that were on my floor were the Quantum Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor and the Oracle of the 7 Energies by Colette Baron Reid. Let's start with the Oracle of the 7 Energies, actually. Let's start with that one first. Okay, let's see. Why did this fall? What are the messages that are within this deck for the people that are watching? Okay. My twin flame videos that I've done up to now, you can watch in any order that you choose to. There is a little bit of a continuation of the energies in each one, a narrative, an unfolding story, as it were. But of course, we're all individuals with unique connections. And but if they help, then I'm very glad that they do. But don't try and make something fit just because I or any other reader is saying it. You ultimately know your path and your connection the best, and you know yourself better than anybody else. So always bear that in mind. Okay, 2 cards then, please, from this deck. What is the message with regards to twin flame energy at this time that is coming out? Okay, the first card we've got is opening to discovery, and it's a keyhole without a key. No, take that back. There is a key. The key is lying underneath the keyhole. So this feels as though it's a keyhole to discovery, as it says on the card. It feels as though it's right in front of us. Okay, it's right in front of us, right in front of you. It's not hidden. It's very apparent that there is a gateway, a doorway that you're being invited to potentially enter. It feels very Narnia-like is the energy I'm getting. The story of the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, and the children having the inquisitiveness to go into the wardrobe, and then they find the back of the wardrobe leads to a magic land, Narnia, with all of the tales that existed thereon in. But it's having the curiosity to pick up the key in the first place, to discover what you're meant to discover in this next cycle. I feel as though I also want to say the stars are aligned for this to happen. But you need to have curiosity and letting go of the other C word, which is control, for this to happen. And as I said that, we have the card of willing release, willing release. It's as though we're being asked to let go of the way that we think it should be, or what should have happened by now, what should have been said by now. If you're still hanging on to the elusiveness of twin flame is just about the reunion with the other, we need to be releasing that expectation as well. Another big energy that's been coming up recently is the ability to be able to accept that reunion may never happen. Now, that's something that's very triggering for people to hear. But actually, and it doesn't mean that it can't, it just means that one of the stages with regards to the twin flame journey, and it's a stage of maturity on the path. You don't necessarily get to this stage on day one or week one or even year one, but eventually you get to a stage, a bit like these beautiful seeded dandelions, where you're just able to blow the wish into the future that if it's meant to be, it will be, and if it's not, it's okay. Because ultimately, the unconditional love that you feel towards your divine counterpart doesn't change whether you are with them or you're not with them. Now, ideally, at a human 3D level, people want the connection and they want the union, the reunion, the actual, being able to hold somebody and be with somebody and spend a lifetime with them. But the truth is that for some, that might not be possible for all sorts of reasons. It doesn't change the love, and it doesn't change the energy work and the healing work and the path of discovery that is still open to you, whether they're with you or not with you. At a 5D level and above, fifth dimensional level and above, those that have been on a twin flame path for a while know that you are connecting and you're meeting with your twin in the astral all the time anyway. Sometimes not necessarily knowing it, or let me rephrase that, not having proof that it's happening, but then you have, the dream to end all dreams, and they're just there. They're as real as if they were literally sitting right here now. Extraordinary detail, because they are with you in that moment. You are connecting in the astral. You're connecting at a different dimensional level, but yet not at this physical material level. And it feels as though the Twin Flame Collective needs to get to the point, and we've heard this before, but I think many of us now are truly getting it and understanding it, which is literally, it's about release. And when you release something, you're releasing the control, you're releasing the expectation with no buts. There's no buts to it. You then truly allow whatever is meant to flow to you, and whatever is not intended to happen as well. So those are the first two cards, willing, release, and open to discovery. Let's pull now two cards from the other deck that fell on my floor last night. Let's see what we get from these two as well. And remember, of course, that I'm recording this a couple of days before the solstice energies, which also, if you've watched my solstice video, also talk about, obviously portals, new beginnings, opportunity. So it's as though the wise amongst us hop onto these energies which are trying to help us to be happier and more at peace with our path. Okay, two more cards, please. Behind a mask. And let's see what goes with that. Why have we got the card of behind a mask? Twin Flame Collective energy. What goes with behind a mask, please? Fear. Okay, and there's also this one poking out as well, which is to do with playing it safe. So there's an energy coming through here, which is to do with... It's very shadowy energy, and it feels as though it applies to both divine masculine and divine feminine, because you both mirror each other anyway. And again, I think that more people are now much more aware of the mirroring that has always been taking place, but it's now very, very apparent that that is what's happening. So both parties, to a degree, playing it safe. This card is very, very telling in many ways. It shows the woman, but it could also be the man, because I feel this is for both. And she's sitting there behind the white picket fence, seemingly quite content. She's got what has she got there? She's got a pot of tea. She's, well dressed. Materially, she's well provided for, or can provide for herself. But yet, actually, the fireworks are going off in a different place. Where it's really at is here, but yet she isn't really even noticing it. So it's the degree, it's to do with settling, basically. It's about settling, playing it safe. Only you know whether you are happy to play it safe or not. I'm just noticing, I think it's meant to be a bit of grass or something on her ankle, but it reminds me of a bit like an ankle chain. And I'm being shown by Metatron here, my guide, Archangel Metatron. There's two interpretations of this, whatever she's wearing on her ankle. Because for some, it could almost be like a shackle. It's almost like in days of slavery where you had shackles and you're bound to something. Or it could be, I'm also being shown like, the beautiful ankle bracelets, which are actually very beautiful and very delicate. It's very dualistic energy. So it's to do with, do you feel shackled where you are, or are you at peace with it? If you're at peace with never seeing the fireworks in the distance, that's actually okay. What's not okay is to wrestle with not being at peace. But definitely we've got an energy here of fear and behind a mask. So yeah, this basically implies that I wanted to say both parties are frightened of stepping into the next step, the next stage, whatever that is. And the intentions are not visible. I feel as though that's also other people that don't necessarily understand maybe the depth of your own feelings or your hopes or your wishes. It's as though you're keeping it all quite private. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, let's put those cards to one side, and now let's just pull some cards for the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, and then we will pull some cards linked into the collective energies of the connection. So let's go for this deck. This is one that was sent to me. It's called Rise of the Warrior, the Rise of the Warrior Oracle. I do have a link for it, I think. So if I do, I'll put it below. And I'm going to pull one card for the Divine Masculine and one card for the Divine Feminine from this deck. So let's start with the Divine Masculine energy. Divine Masculine energy, please let me have one card from this deck. Where is the Divine Masculine energy at this time? See how I sort of don't want to look at this and I don't even know what it is? Okay, interesting. We've got the card which says throw caution to the wind and your dreams lie behind it. It's very similar to that other card that I just was talking about in terms of playing it safe. If you're okay with playing it safe, you're okay with playing it safe. But for a proportion of you that are watching, you're not really. It's not a delicate little ankle chain that you're wearing. It's actually something that you're shackled to, and what you're shackled to is fear, because ultimately what you really want to do is throw caution to the wind and run into the unknown. Where's that card with the key? You want to turn the key, basically. You want to put the key in the lock and see what's on the other side of the magic wardrobe. So that's where the Divine Masculine is. Throw caution to the wind. Also feels as though there's speed. It's almost as though they're trying to make up for lost time. There's an energy of I've got it now. I am in the process of getting it. I'm starting to awaken more. I know more now of what I want. Is it actually too late though for me? So there's this thing about trying to catch up. Let's just pull one more card actually, which goes with that for the Divine Masculine. But I'm being told that the doors are not closing, okay? So the doors are not closing. It's not like a train that you can miss. It's something, the doors don't close. The doors don't close because they're your doors. You're the one that has actually helped to manifest them. Okay, what goes with this card? Divine Masculine. Show me one more card, please, for the Divine Masculine. It's funny how I keep wanting to put the cards back in. I've got another 2 cards for the Divine Masculine. I've got the Rise of the Warrior card itself. So there's definitely something here about the Divine Masculine starting to see himself, or your aspect of masculine, as the warrior that you actually are. And it says a true spiritual warrior overcomes many hurdles. And we've also got the card of self-love, take time to heal. Feels as though maybe they've been through a bit of a battle, or are going through a bit of a battle, and are starting to understand that actually they need to nourish themselves. They need to look after themselves, care for themselves. If there's been any form of neglect or addiction or abuse, take time to heal. And it's like they're waking up to that aspect. Okay, let's pull 3 for the Divine Feminine. And we'll go back and forth, I think, between the 2. Okay, let's see where the Divine Feminine is, please. Where is the Divine Feminine at this time with regards to Twin Flame? Where is the Divine Feminine right now with regards to Twin Flame? Walk away. This situation is not serving you. Okay. I mean, I think that's almost past tense. I think many Divine Feminines have already walked away. And I think this is why we've got the masculine now rushing. Okay, rushing. Have I left it too late? Is it too late? Because this feels past to me. It's the energy of walk away. This situation is not serving me. It's not serving me to just sit here and wait. It's not serving me in any shape or form anymore. So I am walking away. What else can we say about the Divine Feminine energy at this moment in time? Yeah, her back is turned. It's very, there's like an assuredness here. It's like, I'm going to be okay with or without you. It's that type of expression, because she's bringing herself back into balance. And again, I'm wanting to say she already is more in balance. This doesn't feel, it's interesting, the masculine cards feel more as though it's present day, but also what is to come, i.e., right, I'm waking up, I now need to rush, I now need to look after myself more, etc. I now need to step into the fact that I am actually this spiritual warrior. I always was. Why didn't I realize it? Whereas the Divine Feminine, this is very present energy. Or past energy. It's like I feel she has been working on her balance and alignment. This is the chakra system. It's the light body system. She's on her way. She's looking after herself. She's ahead of him, is what I'm wanting to say. You know, he's still in the energy of maybe being very driven, you know, all work and no play maybe, or I don't know, there can be many different ways it plays out, but suddenly waking up, actually, I need to look after myself, because how can I look after anybody else if I can't even look after myself? Whereas the Divine Feminine is more in the energy of, no, I'm already doing it, is what I'm wanting to say. Let's have one more card for the Divine Feminine energy. Divine Feminine energy, Twin Flame. Divine Feminine energy, Twin Flame. Time to wake up, epiphany. Right, that might seem as though it's contradicting what I've just said, but I'm going to pull one more card on it because I don't think it is. Because I think this is more linked into the fact that she's aware that the divine masculine is starting to wake up more, okay? It's almost like, wake up, sleepyhead. Wake up, sleepyhead. You've been asleep too long. But equally, she's aware of it. Put it this way, she's aware of it, but it's almost like she's already up and away, okay? She's aware that he is going through this process of awakening and discovery, but there feels like there's an absence between the two of them at the moment. There's a gap in terms of where they both are. Definitely it feels as though the masculine is rushing to catch up with the feminine. Now you might say, well, it's always been thus, but it's very apparent right now from these cards. Let's just have one more card that goes with time to wake up. So divine feminine energy, time to wake up. Union, yeah. This is linked into, she's aware that I'm wanting to say it's like it's game over. She's out of she's left the building effectively. Okay, she's left the building. She's getting on with her life. She's just working on her own alignment and balance. She has blown the dandelion seed into the wind, and what will be will be. But she's aware that there is this energy at play with him, which is, it's time for you to wake up if union is ever to occur, because it's almost like I'm wanting to do this. It's like I've washed my hands of it. I've done what I needed to do, because I am now aligned. I am now balanced. I am now in my power, basically. I'm in my sovereignty. And for this to occur, then you have to do your part of it now. It's non-negotiable. So let's pull a couple of cards in terms of the state of the actual connection between these two parties. And I want to go back to this deck. Let's go back to the Oracle of the Seven Energies. So show me, please, the current energy of the connection between divine masculine and divine feminine. Show me the... Oh, right, okay. Didn't even get the words out. This is the energy of the connection. So we have... It's interesting that we've got a number of cards now which are all linking into awakening, because again we've got the energy of awakening. This time it says awakening genius, and it's got the face of an elder on it. And I feel as though this is the elder that exists within all of us. It's the wise man or the wise woman. It links into past lives. It's like, it's also linked into our higher self. And we are awakening these facets of ourself. And that is what is needed for this next stage of the connection between you. It's almost as though we're moving out of the playground of, does he love me? Does he not? Does she love me? Does he not? Is he coming back? Is he not? Is she coming back? Is he not? Are they thinking about me? Is he not? All of that type of stuff. I'm not meaning to be disrespectful, but that feels like it's a much earlier phase of the twin flame path, because you eventually get to a place where you just know, you know that basically you are loved, you know that they are in your heart, and you know that you are in their heart. And then it gets to a place where it's like, if it's meant to be in this lifetime, it will be. And if it doesn't, that's okay also, because remember, it's an eternal love. There's nothing that can actually fracture it in terms of eternalness. So if it's not this lifetime, it will be another lifetime. But we don't want to hear that, because it's all about now, and it's all about the present moment, and we want it now. But truly, when you get into the heart of the sacred, holy, divine counterpart energy, you will allow the other to go off and do their thing if that's what they need to do, to experience whatever they need to experience, to complete the karma that they might need to complete within other relationships or other partnerships. If that's what they need to do, that's what they need to do. But it's never going to change the degree of love and adoration that you have for each other. And the part of you that is so ancient and so wise knows that. You truly know that. So that's almost like at the heart of the connection right now. It's higher self to higher self. It's as though we've stripped away and we've transcended from a lot of these lower energies which are more takey. It's like, yeah, but I need to know now, and I want to know now, and is it going to happen now? And it's not judging any of it, because to get to the state and the energy that I'm channeling right now, you have to have gone through those earlier stages. And actually, when you get to a place of greater peace with what will be, and an assuredness of the connection between the two of you, it shows that you've done extraordinary amount of work, because you're at peace with yourself. You're at peace with the two aspects of your being, feminine and masculine as well. So in terms of the connection, we've got awakening genius. I also feel as though, excuse me for a minute, feels as though, let me just get the words right. I'm being distracted by this drink. It's rather nice. Hold on. Grape and apple with ginseng. Rejuvenate. What am I trying to say? It feels also as though the divine masculine and the divine feminine have got some pretty experienced guides around them, spiritual guides. I don't think this is ancestors. I mean, the card looks as though that's an old ancient shaman, okay, or high priestess, but wise old man, wise old woman, wise old soul. I'm also being taken to Confucius, China, as well as indigenous cultures. It's as though the elders, the respected elders of the spiritual world, are stepping forward right now to oversee the connections that are truly meant to change this world. Now, up to this point in time, a lot of the twin flame community, and I might have said it myself, has been very obsessed with the fact that when we get into union with our divine counterpart, that helps to shift the consciousness on this planet, because it's the energy of unconditional love. What I am channeling now, and what I'm wanting to say to you now, is that it's not dependent on the union happening, because, and I really hope that there are people that are getting what I'm saying here, and please do say if you are, because what I am feeling is that it doesn't matter whether you're in union or not, because truly, if you've got that sense of peace and love with your other in astral, it's rock solid is what I'm hearing. There is nothing that can ever change it. There is no one that can ever change it. It is there. It is non-negotiable. And together you're already doing the most extraordinary work on this planet. It's just that you don't necessarily see it or witness it. Some of you will be able to, but not everybody will be. And so I'm just seeing this now from a much higher perspective. And that now I look at the card and look at this. It actually says a higher view. And we've also got this card, a powerful move, and we've got divine matrix. I mean, in many ways, they are sort of summing up what I've just said to you. We've got two cards, which is from a higher vantage point. This connection of you and your divine counterpart is already changing the world. It's already actually, what I'm being shown is I'm being given the energy of a picnic for some reason, but it's almost as though I'm being shown at a higher dimensional frequency, another dimensional reality. There is a picnic being laid out, okay? A feast, a celebration, a time of great joy, an energy of unity consciousness as well. It's as though there are divine counterparts at the moment that are in separation from each other, but which are working together at a higher level, setting out the scene for new earth. that, yes, is budding here at present on Gaia, but actually there's still a long, long way to go. And in our lifetimes, we're not necessarily going to see the fruition of it all. But yet the table is being set, okay? The scene is being set. And these divine counterparts are helping with that. So you may very well have, I don't know, a divine masculine who's doing his job. He's going to the bank every day. He's going to the shop every day. He's going to the office every day. He's doing his 9-to-5 job. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, comes home to his karmic partner, as an example, cooks dinner, has kids, all the rest of it, but has this other love deep within his heart that he's not in connection with physically, but at a higher level he is. And the other job is actually setting the scene for new earth, basically, with the divine counterpart. So this is very it's very big soul contract stuff. I mean, we've got card 44, which is a master number. We've got 29, 2 and 9 make 11, a master number. We've got 33 here, another master number. There seems to be an energy all the way through this reading so far of what I'm tapping into here. These two are doing important soul contract work at many different levels of existence. And this is where it gets a little bit, and I understand it can be a bit of a mind-bending thing to get your head around. But I truly believe this, that if you look at that card, and it's the card of the divine matrix, there are simultaneous things happening at any one time. But yet we're so fixated on today is, as I record this, June the 19th. It is a Sunday. It is now 2:25. I am sitting here and I'm wearing this jacket and I'm on this chair and then I'm going to go and do X, Y, Z. But yet there is another part of my being that is existing in another part of the universe that's doing something different. Okay? And once we start to really get that, or if we can't get it, at least accept that it's a possibility, it opens up the whole box in terms of this twin flame connection is doing so much more than you can see than what is happening at a physical level. Okay, and who is to say what is more important or what is more worthwhile? Because we are brought up in a culture which is to do with, and I understand this, you know, a connection or a relationship is only real if they're standing right beside you. Well, what about people who die and pass over? You still have a connection with that person. You still have a very, very strong connection with that person. You know, we are multi-dimensional beings living a multi-dimensional life. So that's what I'm feeling these cards are saying with regards to the state of the connection at the moment. Let's pull some other cards now, because I've got other decks that I put out here last night. I feel as though I still want to pull a few more from here. Interesting that the siren is going off. Let's pull a card for what that's about. What's the siren trying to tell us, please, Spirit? A burst of magic. Look at that. The siren call is saying there is a burst of magic afoot here. The genie is out of the bottle. The genie is out of the bottle. But it's not a bottle. The genie is out of the lotus. What is the lotus? The lotus is the energy of the heart. Okay? The genie is out of the heart. My heart is so open. Look at the lotus. My heart is so open that I am now allowing the magic to come in. And I can hear some of you sort of saying, yeah, but who's saying that? Is that the masculine? Is that the feminine? You are both. You are both. This is what we need to start to get to, that actually we are both. And again, we've heard it many times before, but it's so easy to be, just to see this, put it into separate camps. What does the divine masculine say and what's happening with him? What does the divine feminine say and what's happening with her? The burst of magic, the genie out of the bottle, is coming out of the combined heart of both beings. One heart. I mean, I do believe that twin flames are two separate souls, but I believe there's a higher heart energy. It's like 1 and 1 make 3. That's what I've always said. 1 and 1 make 3. The divine masculine and the divine feminine together make the third energy. And that third energy, because it's so bountiful and beautiful, is creating the genie out of the bottle. And the genie out of the bottle says, okay, what do you wish? What do you wish? So, and we haven't actually got the card of wish here, but I'm sort of feeling as though it's coming. What do you wish for is what I want to say. Okay, let me pause before I do any more cards. I just want to use a couple of sprays now and see what we get, because I've got 4 ascended master energies that I'd like to tap into. The first is the energy of Mary Magdalene. And we have Mary Magdalene, the divine feminine. So let's just see what Mary Magdalene would like to bring forth today. Mary Magdalene. Twin flame energies. Okay, that's unusual, and I'm going to have to Google what this means. She's showing me a black pearl. So I'm wondering what the qualities of a black pearl are. I saw it straight away. Let me just have a look, guys. Black pearl. Okay, black pearl qualities. They're said to bring abundance, luck, and prosperity into your life. They are often used by women around the time of the menopause, interesting, as they are said to help control mood swings brought on by hormone imbalances. Sorry, that's the phone going. Some say, I think this might be more pertinent, this bit here. Some say black pearls are a symbol of hope for wounded hearts. Others say they carry healing powers, while others believe black pearls protect the wearer from negative energy. They're exotic, rare, and of exceptional value. Who should wear a black pearl? One who possesses or wears a good black pearl enjoys the blessings of Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity. Okay, so the bits that I think I'd like to pull out of that, this thing about it's a symbol of hope for wounded hearts, and also protection from negative energy seems to be important. So they seem to be, Mary Magdalene seems to be bringing that message forward. And she says it's not a message, it's actually a gift. So it's as though she's gifting I'm wanting to say the divine feminine, the black pearl. Okay, let's just see anything else. Mary Magdalene, twin flame energies. She's showing me the energy of, this feels now more the masculine energy, and I'm seeing a speedboat. And it's going at some throttle, so there's movement, the energy of movement. White water behind the boat seems to be symbolic of something moving fast, with precision, clarity. It's what I've said before, I think earlier on, about the masculine waking up, knowing now where he needs to go to. Engine full on, steering the ship in the right direction. Okay, right, now let's now go to Sanat Kumara and see what wants to come through with this particular energy. So Sanat Kumara. Twin flame energy. And this energy just seems to bring a feeling of great peace. Nourishment to the heart. Sublime submission. It's quite hard to speak because I just want to basically sit in the energy. I don't want to do anything. I just want to sit in the energy that Sanat Kumara has just brought in, which is just this place to sublime submission. That's exactly what it is. It's like submitting to the sublime, allowing yourself to feel this energy of love, of peace, of settlement, but settlement not in a way where you're denying yourself something, just you are settled. It's just a beautiful energy. Let me pull a card that goes with that, with Sanat Kumara, and I'm going to pull a tarot card from the Spirit Song tarot deck. Okay, and I mean, I didn't even get to shuffle them, did I? The Chariot card has just come out of the deck. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Shaman card, which is actually the Hermit card in this deck. So it's interesting because I was just feeling so relaxed and chilled and at peace and just the energy of love and nourishment. And then the Chariot, which is usually more like, you know, I don't know, gung-ho as it were, but I'm feeling as though all of that lovely soft gentle energy that I was feeling is on its way, but it's on its way fast. But it comes when we are open to introspection and reflection. The Shaman is linked into going within. It's the Hermit card. Okay, so it feels as though for the twin flame energy we are being very much encouraged to have a period of introspection and reflection. And again, I want to say for both parties. All right. I'm going to leave the other two Ascended Master energies just for a little while. So I just want to pull a few more cards. Let's see if we can get a bit more energy or a bit more insight in terms of the two different camps. Let's pull now a card from the Divine Feminine and Masculine deck for the Divine Masculine to start with. So please show me where the Divine Masculine is. Remember, we had the card Throw Caution to the Wind. Okay, so let's see what wants to come out of this deck for the Divine Masculine. Where is the Divine Masculine, please, at this time? Feeling the separation. And then on the bottom of the deck, we've got the card of Rebirth. So, yeah, I'm just really getting the feeling with this reading that the Divine Masculine is in a more anguished state than the Feminine. The Feminine is, remember, she had these two cards, you know, walked away, she's found her balance, what will be, getting on with her life. But it's the Masculine this time who is like, have I left it too late? I just need to maybe throw caution to the wind because this is not going to go away. These feelings that I have are not going to go away. I can't live like this for the rest of my life not knowing. But, you know, much more in the energy of discomfort from the separation. This may also be a case where you're in no contact whatsoever, or there might be some limited messages. Or if there are messages, it may be that they are confused, that there's been a misunderstanding, or that you're, you know, it's like an energy with the Masculine where they might be going over in their mind, you know, and trying to anticipate what the Feminine is thinking or feeling, but you don't actually know until you pick up the phone or you speak to that person what actually is the actual state of affairs. But we have got the card of Rebirth. So it's almost as though, again, it's just this energy of like, shit, I've got it now. I need to do something with this now. That's sort of what I'm feeling here for the Masculine energy. But it's a more tormented place to be than we have on the other side of the camp, as it were. Let's now see where the Feminine is. See where the Feminine energy is. The Divine Feminine energy. Where is she now? Thoth, the god of wisdom. You see, this goes with that card, doesn't it? This person here who is aligning, you know, the energy centers, allowing the downloads, walking through the portals, doing the work, trying to walk the talk. You know, that isn't just some sort of blank canvas state. You open up to extraordinary wisdom and higher learning. So she's learning a lot. She's learning a lot. And, you know, she's in front of the masters. Remember, we had the ancient ones who are overseeing the connection itself. But the divine feminine energy is, you know, got Thoth here. And, you know, she's also recording everything, because Thoth is linked into the scribe, recording everything. It's like she's maybe going over in her own mind things that have happened, things that were said, but she's learnt from it. She's turned what might have been a negative into something that is positive through what she's learnt about herself. And if you're a feminine that's still feeling very, very stuck and in that stage of, oh, but I just want to know, is he coming back and does he love me? It's like you've got something to learn from that stage, because that stage is about, don't allow anybody ever to have that amount of power over you whereby you're living in misery, or you're not living your life because you're just always waiting for tomorrow, or you're always waiting for the phone to call, or you're always waiting for them to, you know, say I love you, or whatever it is. You have to get on with your life. You have to live your life. You have to learn from these experiences. Let's go back to what I was talking about at the start of this video, the fact that it's Father's Day. Maybe you grew up with a father who was absent, or a father who was emotionally cold, or a father who abandoned the family home, or cheated, or who was an addict or a gambler, or whatever the story was. And now look at the one that you're pining after, and they're absent, they're not communicating, they're not, you know. So it's like, heal that part of you that feels that that's okay, that it's all right to sort of be second best, or come away with just slim pickings. Or it's okay because, you know, he maybe contacts me once a year, or twice a year, or once a month, and, you know, the rest of the time I don't know what he's doing. Are you okay with that? No, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. A mature twin flame should be stepping into, no, I'm worth more than that. I'm walking away from all of that nonsense. Well, it's not nonsense, it's all part of the growth. But I've grown beyond that. I'm working on myself now. I'm acquiring wisdom, okay? And because you're now in that more elevated state, the ball's in their court to wake up, okay? It's like, God, I've got to catch up now with this much more advanced feminine energy. You know, we're on a planet where we're moving into a more divine feminine time. Whether you're male, whether you're female, we're being asked to embody that more. So the feminine side of us is leading the way. And remember, Mary Magdalene has given us the black pearl as something to work with and integrate. That's interesting. Just looking on the bottom of this card. As I said black pearl, I looked at the bottom of the card. And can you see she's actually holding, I mean, it might not meant to be a black pearl, but it's a black sphere. I'm going to call that a black pearl for purposes of this video. She's holding a black pearl, and it's the boundaries card. You know, the divine feminine is like, no, my boundaries are there now. They are non-negotiable. You come to me with genuine love and commitment, or presence, or time, or don't come at all. That's really what I'm feeling here. But not from a place of, oh, poor me, because it didn't happen. She's grown and she's matured and she's okay. She's okay. It doesn't mean that she still might not like it to happen and want it to happen at some degree, but she's certainly not losing sleep over it. Okay? She's the warrior. You know, she's the warrior. She's got her sword. She's the warrior. Remember, the masculine had that he's becoming the warrior, okay? He's remembering that he is that. The divine feminine is already there. The divine feminine that I'm channeling now, she's already there. She knows she's a warrior. She knows she's worthy of love, okay? So, yes, it couldn't really be clearer. Let's pull one of these cards for the state of the connection between the two. Show me the state of the connection between the two, or the energy that is overlighting it. Goddess of Love, Hathor, number 11. Another master number. Just want to see what it actually says about this card. Let's have a little look. If I can quickly find the card. Yeah, here we go. Oh. Slightly strange deck this. It's in different bits. Hold on. Here we go. Hathor. Okay, it's to do with the liberated feminine with an insatiable appetite for all things life. The feminine is in her power and is in a state of allowing her energies to run free. The feminine in her power fully expresses her desires for life unashamedly, a love of food, a love of sex, an appetite for deeply sensual experiences. It's the wild, sensual woman. The feel of the sun on the body. It goes on. Yeah, I mean, the divine feminine is running the show now. Let's be perfectly honest. This is what is coming through loud and clear. The divine feminine is leading the show. The masculine is struggling to keep up with her. Okay, let's see what can help the divine masculine then. Let's ask for some guidance and support cards for the masculine. What can help or support the masculine at this time, please? Because, you know, there's a part of me that's thinking this must feel maybe a little bit daunting or threatening, because it's a distorted perception, because it's not about putting people on pedestals or aspects on pedestals. But there's almost this thing about being at the back of the class. It's like, I'm not sure I can actually do it. But he can. And we've got here, your vibration is rising, you are the oracle. So he needs to remember that I'm being shown, it's funny, I'm being shown a lift now. And it's like, he might feel as though he's bottom of the class and he hasn't got it to now. He hasn't got it till now. But now he has got it. It's like, how can I catch up? How much more homework can I do? And that means I'm talking about doing the work on himself to get to her level. It's like, he's here, she's up here. How do I get up there? This is daunting. There's such a big gap. But I'm being shown a lift that can take him from the basement to the top floor within seconds. It's up to him how quickly he wishes to progress, how quickly he wishes to do the work, how quickly he wishes to release what he needs to release, etc. So his vibration is rising. Anything else to say? What can help the divine masculine at this time? I'm being distracted because I'm actually looking at the Kali spray, because I feel as though the Kali Mars spray can help the masculine at this time. I've got the energy of longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. It feels as though there's been a big spiritual awakening for the divine masculine, and it's as though it's probably a case of him suddenly realising, actually, crikey, I am actually a light worker. I mean, he wouldn't necessarily use those terms, but essentially that's what it is. It's like, I thought I was just this 9-to-5 bank worker or shop worker. Not there's anything wrong with that, but there's more to life than just that. There's more to life than just that. You know, working however many decades and getting your pension, and that's what life is. It's like suddenly waking up and it's like, oh, actually, this is what life is about. This is what life's about. The journey, the awakening process, the gift that my divine feminine can give me in terms of being able to lead the way, but equally she's not going to do it for me. Okay, she's laid a template down. She's laid a path down for me to follow. But I have to do the work now. Can I do the work? Yes, I can, because I'm going to dig deep, because I am the warrior and I can do this. But it's time to wake up. The time of sleeping is over. And remember what I was saying earlier about, remember that multidimensionality, because this masculine is already doing work at a different plane of existence with the divine feminine, but I'm talking about the practical material world, waking up to also being able to do that, because you can actually juggle both. You can be forging a path and doing great spiritual work and helping to raise the frequency of Mother Earth right here, right now, in your town, in your community, in your family, in your workplace. But you can also be working at a higher level as well in terms of another timeline and another dimension. So he's waking up to that aspect, that actually it's both. Okay. So what about the divine feminine then? What can she do as he's sort of stumbling for the lift and doing the work? What is she meant to be doing, or any guidance for her? I am going to go to Kali Ma in a minute, but let's just see. Anything else to say with regard to the feminine? What's any support, any work that she needs to be doing at this time, please? Played, that's so interesting. I was just saying about a double, I talked about juggling two different roles effectively, the work that you do here on earth and the work that you do somewhere else. And look at this card, we've got double mission, a double mission. It's the Palladian energy, but it says double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Just look at that card. That's amazing. I've never seen that card before. That's exactly what I was just trying to express. There's a double mission. No wonder we're tired, guys. Okay? We're being asked to work twice as hard, actually, in many ways. There are people on our planet, there are many people on our planet who aren't going to do that, who are just going to be content with quite a humdrum existence, day in, day out. Maybe that's what they wanted to do in this lifetime. It doesn't mean that they're doing anything wrong. They might have done all this before in previous lifetimes, but you've signed up to a double mission, and it's not mission impossible either. But that came up with the feminine card. So it's almost as though the feminine knows this. She knows there's a double mission. She knows you're working in the astral, and you're also have the potential still to be working together in an earthly sense. But she's also not just sitting waiting for the phone to ring either. Okay, what I'm hearing is, if he can't wake up in time, because we all have a limited amount of time here on this planet, if the divine masculine can't wake up in time to fulfill the double mission, i.e., so to also be doing something practical, hand together, actual physically together, somebody else will come into the divine feminine's life, if they're not already, that will help her to do that. And I've talked before in previous videos about twin flame is an energy, not a person. You might need to go back and rewatch that one to understand what I've just said. But it's the thing about what I was shown was the moment of creation, where we were all created from, whether you want to call it the Big Bang. I'm just being shown something looking like the sun. It's not the sun, but it's like we all burst forth from that one moment, and you and your twin flame burst out at the exact millisecond together. Okay, you're separate, but you burst out at the same time, and so you do this eternal dance through many lifetimes, etc. But if this one can't match you or meet you in a particular lifetime, there is another masculine energy that came out literally milliseconds later than him, okay? And I feel like it's that energy that then steps in and says, well, I'll help you, because for whatever reason they can't, or they've gone AWOL or whatever, I can perform that. So it all gets very, very, I was going to say complex. I don't think it is complex. I think it's just being able to see it from a multidimensional perspective and a higher perspective, that you can be in union with your twin flame at a higher level in a different dimensional frequency, meeting an astral, etc., doing good work. But maybe at a physical 3D level, you're not going to be connecting with them. And if that is the case, somebody else comes in to help you with that mission, because you've got a double mission. But for some people, the original twin flame can do both. Okay. This has just gone so much deeper than I thought it was going to go, this video. But anyway, it's all good. I hope you're following what I'm saying. Okay, let's just see. Anything else to say about the Divine Feminine? Any other words of guidance for the Divine Feminine? Birthing a new age, dreaming a new world into being. Sort of just look at that card whilst I take a sip of drink. It's very much what I've been talking about. Maybe we need a bit of ginseng to do it. Okay, I want to bring Kali through now. Kali Ma. I was going to say she'd been waiting quite patiently, but actually she hasn't. Anyone that works with the Kali Ma energy knows it's not necessarily the most patient energy, because she's fiery. Okay, feels like she's got something to say. So let's just settle into this and see what wants to come through. Okay, Kali Ma. Twin flame energy. It's just this energy of clearance straight away. I'm being shown the energy of the element of air and wind and tornado. And it's as though the landscape of our lives, the landscape of the Divine Masculine's life, the landscape of the Divine Feminine's life, the energy of clearing away debris, clearing away clutter, clearing away that which is not needed, clearing away old mindsets that are not needed. Okay. She's known as, she's representative of the Phoenix energy. She helps us rise from the ashes. She feels as though she can help both parties. She can help the Divine Masculine to rise into his true warrior light and sovereignty, to be able to get from that to that, okay, to rebirth him, but has to be through clearance of everything else that is redundant, okay, everything else that is not needed for this next phase. And for the Divine Feminine, the energy of clearance is slightly different. Let me just see. Okay, I'm getting the energy of some of these Divine Feminines have become quite independent, because they've had to just get on with it, and they've settled into a groove of that, of doing things for themselves, thinking for themselves, taking care of things for themselves. So for them, they need to be able to release patterns which are linked into not allowing others to come in to change things, basically. That's what I'm feeling for the Divine Feminine. So Kali, yeah, I'm just seeing her with all of her arms and the swords, and it's just like she's literally clearing. I'm also feeling there's something here about movement with Kali. I'm wanting to move my ankles, I'm wanting to move my feet. You know, when you circle your ankles and your feet and you just get the blood flowing again into your body, and there's just something here about movement, the needing to shake it all out. Okay, shake it all out, dance it all out. And yeah, that's what I'm getting with her. Kali. Just want to pull a tarot for Kali. Kali Ma, show me the energy, please. Kali Ma. Twin flame energy. Okay, again, it's funny, I don't even have to shuffle the cards, they're just falling out. The Three of Shells, playfulness and bliss. Oh, I love that. Okay, so what she's saying here, that's why I was seeing the shake it type energy. Yeah, we've got the Four of Acorns on the bottom. It's like some, both parties to a degree have settled into this routine of comfort. Comfort, where was the card originally that we had about playing it safe? Sitting behind the picket fence. I don't know where it is now. It's somewhere on this desk. Playing it safe. Okay, Four of Acorns. It's about comfort, security, sitting on my little nest egg. I'm fine. And it's like, you know, get off your bloody nest egg and get out there and shake it up a bit. You know, sort of the energy. It's like your nest egg is safe, but, you know, play. I'm seeing the energy of the belly dancer. You know, it's like shake it, play, bliss. You know, socialise, have fun. All of that. It's like she's trying to shake life into both parties. I actually feel like she's trying to shake life into the connection as well. Very much so. Okay. Just feel like I want a fourth card. The Star. The card of peace and healing. The Swan. The Star card is the wish. It's the hope. It's the dream. It's the healing as well. It's a beautiful card to end on. I actually think I realise how long I've been talking. I'd also like to just end, I think, on the with the Joseph spray. I want to finish where I started, the fact that it's Father's Day, looking at templates that we grew up with in terms of what is a man, what does being a man look like, what does being a father look like, what does being a provider look like, what was shown to us. And let's bring in the energy of Joseph. And Joseph is Joseph, the father of Jesus, okay? Because there's a few different Josephs out there. But Joseph, the father of Jesus. Let's just see what energy wants to come through here with regards to twin flame. You see, yeah, straight away he's showing me himself and Mary. And the, you see, I've never thought about it before, but why could they not have been twin flames? You know, it's like, shake it loose a bit, you know, in terms of what you think, how you envisage, you know, these labels that we place onto things. It's just a label at the end of the day. It's words, twin flame. Twin flame is an energy. It's an energy of love. It's an energy of commitment. They had a very earthly mission, double mission. They had a double mission. He's showing me that they had this double mission. They joined together at an earthly level to obviously bring up Jesus and the practicalities of day-to-day life, but they had a much higher mission as well, to lay down the template of, like, for example, the Divine Mother and the Divine Father energy. And so it feels as though both Mary and Joseph together are coming forward, as well as Mary Magdalene, as well as Kali Ma, as well as Sanat Kumara. We've got so much help, so many ascended beings that are stepping in to help us rewrite some of the templates that we grew up with, to write new scripts, to write new stories, because, you know, the next card that comes out is the card of the Traveller. It's the Fool. It's the brand new journey. The brand new journey, full of adventure, full of potential, but we have to be brave enough to put the key. Where's that first card? I don't know where it is now. I've got so many cards on the table. To put the key into the lock. To put the key into the lock. Oh, I don't know where it is. And turn it so that we can have the new adventure. We can be the traveller. We can be the traveller. Or the travellers. The travel, because twin flame, we travel together through many lifetimes. You might be, you know, lucky enough to connect with your twin briefly or for many years in one particular incarnation, but I can assure you that you travel together and have many adventures over many, many lifetimes, and nothing can ever change that. So guys, I'm going to have to leave that here because I need to get ready now and for my time away. I hope it's helped. Ultimately, know that, you know, the path of twin flame is one pathway of mastery. it's not for the faint-hearted, but it is rewarding. And ultimately, it's about bringing into union the masculine and feminine within you, but also it gifts you the presence of complete love that you can hold within your heart, which nobody can ever take away from you, whether you're with them, whether you're not with them. It is an eternal love. Very, very precious. Okay, much love, take care. The sprays that I've used, which can be healing aids, I will put in the comments below, as well as the decks that I've used. And thank you for your support, your likes, your super thanks, your donations, all of it. I appreciate it very much. Thank you guys. See you all soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye.